Hey, everybody.
Welcome back to our podcast where we agree
To disagree
on a lot of different things.
All right, so before we dive into this podcast, we like to give you guys a little update on our lives and what's been going on throughout the week, and we like keeping it real, so we
It's
are
been a crazy week.
Yeah, we were supposed to go to Spain, and on Monday, Jonas's dad, so it was 2 days before we were supposed to leave for Spain, got in an accident, except he wasn't driving a car. He was in a parking lot at the airport picking up a rental car and got wedged in between his car and a different car because another car was going really fast and crashed. And anyway, it's a long story, but he ended up fracturing his pelvis in 3 different spots, which was really scary and crazy. So we're glad he's okay, but unfortunately we couldn't take our family trip with his family to Spain. And it was like Jonas's dad's dream to like go to Spain and go visit some family friends he has out there. So it was really, really sad because we've planned this trip like 3 different times and still didn't work. So hopefully we can take it at the end of next year. And Jonas's grandpa also, like 2 days later, it was in the same hospital because he fell down the stairs and broke his pelvis, which is really sad.
We have 2 broken pelvises in the family right now.
Yeah, and how old's your grandpa?
He's 95. He's a very youthful 95 though. You'd never think it, but yeah, he's been around for a while.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, luckily, like, they're both doing okay. I mean, it was kind of scary at first, and there's some complications. Like, there's always complications if you get hit by a car, and you crush your pelvis. But my dad's doing okay, and he should be able to go home tomorrow, so that'll be a week in the hospital. Grandpa's doing better. So, all in all, we're just counting our blessings. It's been kind of a crazy week, but could be a lot worse.
Yeah. And then, real quick, I'm surprised I'm, like, even able to, like, turn my neck over here.
Yeah, then Mykayla hurt herself.
Yeah, in high school, I had this really weird thing happen to me. My neck popped, and I could, like, barely move. And I was, like, screaming for my mom's help getting out of the shower. And I ended up going to my chiropractor, and he cracked it. And I get, like, this weird little pain in the back spot of my head right here. And it sometimes will kind of get locked up. But I don't really know what the term is or what it's called. But they kind of like to call it, like, a virus. That's what my mom told me.
That doesn't sound right.
They say it's like a virus because it like attacks.
Well,
it's just like a term they use.
I'm gonna disagree
Okay,
on that.
whatever.
It's a pinched nerve. That's what the guy told us yesterday.
Yeah, which is they say sometimes that's why they call it like a virus because it happens again and over and over.
I'm strongly disagree.
Anyway, they say a lot of women. My chiropractor said a lot of women will get it when they throw their head upside down and blow dry their hair for something. I don't know. It just gets stuck or something. I don't know. Anyway, it hurts really bad. And the other night I was sleeping and I woke up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom and I couldn't turn my head. And sometimes I'll still get pain in there. But like I go to the chiropractor from time to time. But since I've been retired, I don't go to the chiropractor anymore. And we live in Utah. So I don't have like my one back at home that I just love. He's amazing. And I don't trust a lot of chiropractors. So anyway, it was New Year's Eve day. It was Saturday. And I'm like, no, was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday.
Yep.
It was yesterday?
It was yesterday. You woke up yesterday morning.
Yeah, and I just, it didn't feel better because I woke up in the night to go to the bathroom. I noticed it, and I was too tired to, like, wake Jonas up. So I was like, I'm just going to lay down, lay straight, fall back asleep. So I woke up in the morning, still bugging me. Jonas said, let's put some heat on it. I'll massage it. He massages it. I can't say
Massages.
Massages it. And it ends up being in worse pain.
I made it worse.
And he could barely touch it. And I was just sitting on the couch, and I, like, couldn't move it. It was horrible, shooting pain. And
well, hold on. But I gave you a heat pad, and I set you on the couch, and I massaged it. And then I'm like, all right, I'm going to the hospital to see my dad.
Yeah.
I'll be back. And I'm like literally walking out the door, and Mykayla starts screaming.
Yeah.
So I came back.
I just sat up, and it was like hurting so bad, and I couldn't move, and I like had to hold my head still. I don't know. So anyway, we went to the joint, really quick. You can just like walk in, and they get you in.
Well, the problem was that it's New Year's Eve, and no one was open.
Yeah.
And my physical therapist he works with like NFL players, so he was out of town, and so like we just had no one. And again, like if we were in Arizona, we'd have like 5 different people that we could just hit up, And so, but I found a spot that was open for like another 2 hours.
Yeah, my brother-in-law goes there, and he likes it because you can just like walk in, get work done, 10 minutes, walk out.
Yeah, you don't need an appointment.
Yeah, so it was fine. The guy I feel like he knew what he was talking about from what I described and said to him. It hurt so bad, though. He had to, like, lay my head down, and it was, like, hurting, like, him helping me down. And then he just, cracked it because it literally feels like it's locked and stuck, and it's just so, like, the pain's excruciating. It's horrible. So, anyway, he cracked it. It still was sore, but I did have a little bit more movement, and it was really sore all day yesterday. Felt better this morning, so, like, I can still, like, I can turn it more this way, but then it starts to hurt, and I can't really go, like, up or down. This way doesn't hurt as bad. I can go more that way, but anyway, I was kind of sad that it happened again. I thought that would never happen again, but it did, so not fun, and I'm doing okay. So, anyway.
We're okay.
We're okay. We're getting through it. Don't ask. I feel like a wimp about it. It's the weirdest thing, but
so those are our health scares from this week.
Yeah. Kind of tragic, but
we're still here.
We're still here, so it's a good sign. Everyone's alive, and we're doing good. So
on today's episode, we have some unpopular opinions, and a lot of them are pretty controversial. So we're going to be going through them and seeing if Mykayla and I agree or disagree and what our thoughts are. We have some good ones. So first one, exercising to music is unnecessary. You don't need to have music playing to work out or run. Agree.
Yeah, agree. Yeah, sorry. Well, I didn't know if we were going to say agree or disagree or talk about it first. Sorry.
So
I didn't know where you were going with that.
I don't know. It's not like a strong agree.
I just feel better.
No, well. Then you would, I think you mean disagree. Because this is saying exercising to music is unnecessary.
Yeah, because, like, even in the gym, it's really nice when, even at competitions, they have music playing until we go up on the event. Well, even on the event, they'll have music playing unless a floor routine's going. And then, like, in the gym, we always have music on because otherwise it's just silent. I feel like when you have music going, it gets you, like, pumped. Or, like, you have a song come on and you're like, yeah, let's go, Gets you, like, excited. Gets you in the feels,
Yeah, I'm, like, in the middle on this one because, so when I run, I pretty much always have my AirPods and I'm listening to music. But when I'm lifting weights or I'm doing something else, like my Ninja Warrior practice, or if I'm just doing like calisthenics.
Yeah, but they always have music on, I feel like, in the Ninja gym. Well, I guess not always.
But like when I'm at home, honestly, like, or if I'm lifting weights, I'll listen to like podcasts more often than music. Because sometimes I just kind of get tired listening to music. I'd just rather So I don't know. That's kind of why I'm on the middle.
Now that I go to the gym, though, when I work at Burn boot camp, there's always music going, and I love it because we'll start kind of dancing in between when we rotate to the next move. I don't know what you call it. Exercise. There we go. The next exercise. And if I go with Alexa, we'll be singing to the song during it to get our mind off of it because we're dying. But I don't know. I feel like every time I've worked out, I've always listened to music. Unless I go for a little jog or a walk. But
I wouldn't say it's necessary, but
I guess it's definitely a preference. Yeah, I like listening to music when I work out.
There's no reason to make your bed every morning.
Agree.
Disagree. I know you. Here's my thing with that. And I'm not. So when I was single, I would make my bed every single morning. Because it's it's
hot.
It's really?
Yeah.
Why would you think that?
For a boy to make his bed?
Okay, but you never make our bed.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying that's cute.
You just said that you agree that there's no reason to do that.
I know. I'm just saying that you did that. That's really cute.
Okay, well, thank you. But it's because, and I'm not die hard on it, but it's something so easy to do.
It's not easy. Especially with our bed, it's heavy.
You make it hard because we have a million pillows and stuff.
Well.
When I had one pillow and one bed the entire time I was single, and so it's something that's pretty easy to do, and it's like the reward for the effort you put into it. It's just a great deal because now your room looks clean. You can accomplish an easy task first thing in the day. Get out of bed, straighten it up. Very easy. Once we got married, Mykayla likes to sleep in, and so I can't because I get up and I do my workout and then I shower and eat breakfast and go to work, and sometimes you're still sleeping by the time I leave for work.
If I end up sleeping in, then it's dumb to make the bed because then I feel like we're going to be going to bed soon anyway, so what's the point of making it and destroying it?
What do you mean sleeping? You don't sleep in till evening.
I know, but it's just so much work to just destroy.
Yeah, we disagree on this one, and so that's why our bed is pretty much never made.
Yeah, remember for a while I'd make it like every morning. Do you
Yeah, and I
remember
don't know
that?
why. Yeah, I don't know why you don't do it
I
anymore.
was just like in the mood.
You're in the mood for like 1 week. Well, you should. Oh, New Year's resolution. You should do that.
I know. I need
Because
to do
that's,
better.
again, that's like, it's pretty simple. Even with like our million pillows and like all the blankets and crap that you have on it, it's still pretty easy. Like, it doesn't take that long. I can make our bed in less than a
Well,
minute.
I say before you go to work every morning, let's just make it together.
What if you're sleeping?
Well, if I'm
Stumps you on that.
not, then we should do it together. And if I'm
If not, then you
sleeping,
can
then I
do
can
it
do it.
yourself.
Yeah.
You promise?
Yeah, do I get a budget for doing that?
What do you mean a budget? Pinky promise.
It's like doing chores. Can you
You-
pay me for it?
No, you'll feel better about yourself. That's what you'll get.
Okay.
Well,
We'll see.
yeah, we'll see how long that lasts. All right, I like this one. People that read as a hobby are more intelligent than people who don't read.
Agree.
I mostly agree.
Jonas's
Mykayla laughed when
family-
she read this one.
So, like I've told you guys before, I have a learning disability, and for some reason, all my siblings, for the most part, we all just really struggle. My sister is dyslexic, and there's just a lot of complications there. It's kind of like school's always been really hard for me. And once I met Jonas and his family, they are like so smart. Both of his parents are lawyers. His sister's in med school. Jonas got a 35 on his ACT. Like, they're all just super smart. Even Ariel's really smart. And Ben.
And Ben.
They're all smart. Like, it just, when I first met Jonas, it really scared me because I was like so embarrassed because their whole family's like intelligent, they're successful, hardworking, and
You're
just-
all those things.
yeah, but like the way you guys use words, you use really big words in your sentences.
Okay, well, both my parents are lawyers, so
yeah,
like,
I know,
they
but
just
you
got
guys,
a vocabulary.
you guys just know like a lot of things, and I'm like, I never knew that. I never knew that. So I just feel really dumb half the time when I'm with your family. And then your dad likes to read things a lot, so he'll have us go through, like, if we go over for like Sunday, we'll do like a little family devotional, and he'll have us read these weird things with these big words, and then I'm embarrassed because then I'm like,
scriptures usually, or
not when we do scriptures, but like other things that he has us
Okay.
read sometimes. Not all the time, but
well, you do a good job reading.
yeah, but sometimes, and then I'm like, I say something weird. I'm like, oh, sorry, or oh, sorry. Like, I just feel so dumb because I can't say it, and like Ben makes fun of me all the time. Anyway, Jonas is just really smart, and they all read books, and I've never read a book all the way through. So that's a fun fact for those of you who have not known that.
That's another New Year's resolution you should have. Just
No.
find like an easy book.
Okay, I'll do a kid's book.
I've got-
Dr. Seuss.
Well, no, like I mean like a real book.
I don't know. It's
You should
my
read
mind.
The Hunger Games. That's like a
I know,
good.
but the hard thing is my mind, when I start reading, I start thinking of other things, and then I totally forget what I read. Or I start reading 3 sentences, and I'm like, what's happening?
Well,
And then
I
I
mean,
have to
I
go
have-
back and like reread it, and I'm like, well, this is just too much work.
Well, I have that problem too. You just have to like just tell yourself to focus. But sometimes if I'm reading a book that I'm not like really into, I'll like finish a page and I'll realize that I was like thinking about something else that whole time. So I have to go back and read it. But I don't know. It just takes practice. I mean, I've been reading books my whole life. But
Yeah, Jonas is very educated.
well, but here's the thing too, is that you have to mix in, because so like the books that I read now mostly are like business or like sales books or like, you know, like money or just books like that. But the problem is that those aren't like the most fun to read. I'm not always like, ooh, you know, can't wait. What happens in the next chapter?
Your
You know, 'cause
sister-
it's just like more stuff. Well, hold on, let me finish this real quick.
Okay.
So I usually every like 2 or 3 books, every 2 to 4 books, I'll throw in like a fiction or a fantasy book that's fun, that's actually like interesting, and that keeps me in the mood to read. So
He's always reading. He always has a book with him. And then I'll get annoyed because I'm like, can you just pay attention to me? And he's just sitting there reading.
I would much rather read than like watch TV.
Also, if you ever find Jonas at the airport and he's reading his book, just steal his bookmark because it's like $100 bill as his bookmark.
Yeah, listen to this. Everyone makes fun of me for it, but I've lost so many bookmarks. As soon as I started using $100 bill, never lost my bookmark. Because you do not want to lose $100. And it's like the perfect size. It fits in every single book.
It's true.
I'm very proud of myself for figuring that out. So, I mean, yeah, sure. If you're short $100 and you see me reading a book, you know I have. Also, yeah, I always have cash on me if I have my book, which you don't really need. But I don't know. The reason I said mostly agree is because, like, I would say that's a good indicator of intelligence. But it's more like I don't know. You're still intelligent. Like, you're not like crazy book smart.
No, I just got the athleticism going for me. That's about it.
Yeah, but I mean, also, like, I know some pretty smart people that don't like reading. But I don't know. I think for the most part, yeah, I would agree with that.
Ariel gave me a book once, and it was like a print, like Little Mermaid type of fantasy book. I don't know. I don't really remember.
Did you read it?
Cinderella. No, she gave it to me, and I never read it.
Well, where is it?
I don't know how many. I gave it back. I just
like she just gave it.
Yes, like I feel like your mom and sister have tried giving me books. Like, oh, it's so good, and then I just never read it, and then I'll have it for a couple months, and I'm like,
you
still haven't
just
touched
gotta
it.
start. Maybe, yeah, that's a good thing. For those of you watching, just comment. Let Mykayla know what your favorite book is, or like a good book to read.
Yeah, help me out, or maybe something that's not crazy long.
Because
like big. Maybe I just need to start smaller. I think when it's a big book, it really stresses me out.
I can see that. But that's what you need. If just like a simple, small, good story that interests you, and that'll get you hooked. That'd be really cool if you were like reading instead of watching Netflix. That'd be crazy.
But your hair's a little funny.
I know, it's because I slept on it.
Okay, next.
Okay. Vanilla ice cream is better than chocolate ice cream always.
Disagree.
Agree.
What?
You know that.
Vanilla's always better than chocolate?
Yeah, so I love chocolate.
Oh, I guess vanilla goes with a lot of desserts. I feel like your mom always has vanilla ice cream.
I like chocolate, and I like everything chocolate except chocolate ice cream. I don't know why, but it's like, I don't know. I feel like chocolate ice cream just never really gets the chocolate
you know what's
right.
just really weird to me is every time we go to In-N-Out, he gets a strawberry milkshake.
I love the strawberry.
Like, the chocolate's so good.
I don't really like chocolate milkshakes either. I like chocolate cake. I like chocolate.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I like chocolate flavored stuff or like chocolate covered stuff, but chocolate milkshakes and chocolate ice cream is not my favorite.
But I guess vanilla ice cream is just a good staple for like everything.
Yeah, it's good on the side. I mean, I never really eat it plain, but
I just don't know if I'd always say vanilla ice cream is better than chocolate. Always.
I mean, I would. I would rather eat it plain, and I would rather eat it with stuff by itself. So.
Well, glad we agree to disagree.
It's impossible to feel as close to your in-laws as you feel with your own family.
Agree 100%.
Jeez, okay.
Sorry.
I would disagree because impossible is a strong word. But do you want to expound on that?
I don't know. I mean, like, I love your family, but, like, how many people do you always talk to where it's like, I don't love my in-laws as much as my own family? Like, yeah, they're my family, but, like, and I do love your family. Like, they're super nice, and they spoil me.
You were pretty loud about that agree right there.
Well, sometimes I'm like I told you about the holidays. It's hard because, like, it's just not like with your own family and doing the things that you're used to doing, and it's, I don't know, it just like makes me sad sometimes. Anyway, not to be rude to Jonas's parents or family, but like everyone doesn't like their in-laws. Like they like them, but it's just not your own family.
I would disagree with that.
No.
You said everyone doesn't like their in-laws?
I guess not everyone, but the majority.
There's a lot. I don't know about the majority.
Well, let's let the
more
people.
like the vocal minority.
Let's let the people answer that question for us.
I don't know, but impossible is a really strong word. Is it impossible to feel as close to your in-laws as you feel with your own family? I don't think so. Like, no. Yeah.
You're just making me sound like a bad person.
No, I'm just saying that's just kind of
making me sound mean.
You're not mean. I just don't think you understand. Like, what if your family, like, what if they all die, okay? And then my family's pretty much the only family you have. Eventually, you'd get pretty close with my family. I'm just saying hypothetically.
I mean, I'm close with your family now, but it's just
or like, I don't know. Justin's your in-law. Pretty close with him. Like, it's not just your in-laws isn't just like family. It's
I guess you're right.
Who your siblings marry and stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm like close with Justin, but not like, I don't know. This is dumb. Next.
I mean, I would.
All
right,
kidding.
next.
Making me feel horrible.
This one's funny. Nobody really likes the taste of coffee. They just like the caffeine hit.
Wait, say that one again.
Nobody really likes the taste of coffee. They just like the caffeine hit. Disagree. It's a tough one because Mykayla and I don't drink coffee, so we can't really comment on that on our own.
I've tasted it before, and it's disgusting. Because, like, I don't know how many times I've gone to Starbucks, and when I was younger, like in high school, and, like, I'd get the Frappuccinos that, you know, a lot of them don't have the coffee in it, but somehow they would accidentally put coffee in it, and it made me want to vomit. I'm like, how does anybody like this stuff? And then you talk to people, and they're like, well, I never really liked it. It just grew on me. You just have to drink it for a while. And then I'm like, so what? You want, like, rotten teeth and a bad breath and to drink something that tastes bad? I don't get it.
I mean, I think it smells great. I shouldn't say great.
I don't even really
think it
like
smells
the smell.
good.
A lot of people love the smell of coffee. I don't really care for it.
Based on the smell, I don't think I would like. Well, I guess I've accidentally tried it before.
Yeah, because of Starbucks.
Yeah, I don't really like coffee. You know what? Now, well, it's also worse if you're like going for a sip and you think it's just like a double chocolate chip frappuccino, and you go for a big sip and it's like, whoa, it's something else. That puts a bad taste in your mouth.
And a lot of people be like, well, I like coffee if it's like a frappuccino from Starbucks mixed with different stuff. And it's like, no, it still tastes just as bad.
Yeah, I remember though as a kid, the worst thing in the world was when you got your jelly bellies, your jelly beans, and you think you're getting a root beer, but it's a coffee.
Yeah, not good.
That was the worst. But here's the other thing. That's why I disagree with this. Because the statement is nobody really likes the taste of coffee. They just like the caffeine hit. My mom loves like coffee flavored stuff, like coffee flavored ice cream, or she would always eat the Jelly Bellies, but that doesn't have caffeine in it. So there's definitely people that exist that like the taste.
No, there's a lot of people that like the taste.
Even if they don't drink the drink or have the caffeine. So those are my thoughts.
I always was confused when I was a gymnast because a lot of gymnasts drink coffee. I mean, a lot of people in general drink coffee. And, like, Simone and I were, like, the only ones that didn't drink coffee. And everyone's like, you guys don't drink coffee? Because Simone just doesn't like the taste. And I don't really care for it either. And anyway, it's just, like, it's so crazy because it's, like, with all that caffeine, then, like, I feel like coaches are like, oh, don't drink soda. But I'm like, but you can drink coffee and that's okay?
Soda doesn't have caffeine.
Yeah, it does.
No, it
Not
doesn't.
as much as... What?
There's like some sodas that have a little bit of caffeine.
Yeah, so I don't get why
Like
soda's
Mountain
bad,
Dew.
but coffee is okay. Coffee is way worse.
There's no way. Are you kidding me?
What?
Like for your health? Are you talking about strictly caffeine or other things?
Just caffeine.
Okay, well, I mean, verdict's still
Because
out.
that's a lot of caffeine.
I don't think caffeine's bad for you.
Okay.
I mean, I drink pre-workout most days before I work out, and that's like 200 milligrams of caffeine.
Well, I obviously don't know anything about nutrition, so it just seems like
I'll agree.
it's a lot of caffeine,
one.
and people be like, I drink too much, and I'm like this all day, and I'm like,
Okay,
how
well,
do you
yeah,
function like that?
yeah, like too much is obviously bad, but yeah, I would say definitely like just like a cup of coffee or
Also,
soda. Soda's probably worse for you because there's like high fructose corn
they have all
syrup.
the
There's
crap
like
in it. Yeah,
artificial, coffee's just
so
a
they're
plant.
both just as bad, though. But I just think of how much money people would save if they didn't drink coffee every day.
Really? Think how much money you would you still go to Starbucks every day and get something
I don't go
else?
to every day.
Yes.
No, I don't.
Mykayla comes home every day.
I don't go every day. I go like maybe 2 or 3 times a week.
With your stupid pink drink. Tastes like...
I know, but like my coach,
gross.
one of my coaches, for example, would go to Starbucks like 3 times a day. And she always laughs because she's like, looks at her bill at the end of the year and is like, look how much money I would save if I didn't spend all my money on Starbucks. Coffee.
That's you
right?
too.
But I don't go 2 or 3 times a day, and I only go 2 or 3 times a week.
If you add up the money you spend on your pink drinks at Starbucks and your chocolate milk at Dutch Bros,
I'm obsessed
it's a
with
lot
that.
of money. That is a lot of money.
I know, because the drinks are like $6, and then they're like $3 at Dutch Bros. Stupid.
Well, just keep going to Dutch Bros then. It's cheaper. And chocolate milk's way better.
I know, but if I drink too much chocolate milk, I'm going to go out. I think that's why at night my stomach gets really bloated up, because we always go to Dutch Bros at night, and I drink like the whole thing of a large chocolate milk, and my stomach's like...
Anytime we're going anywhere on the way home, Mykayla's like, Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros, Dutch Bros. And if we don't get chocolate milk, then she's mad at me.
If you don't have a Dutch Bros, come to Utah, Arizona, wherever they have them. Go get yourself a chocolate milk with caramel or pumpkin for fall, and get soft top on top. It's like a really good little cream they put on top instead of like whipped cream. Or don't get it with soft top, but I just noticed soft top recently. I just discovered that, and it's really good. So
I just get the Snickers flavored chocolate milk.
I literally can do anything. White chocolate, chocolate milk, peppermint chocolate milk.
I don't think
like
I've ever
endless.
gotten anything on their menu. Because their menu is just like, it's like coffee and like slushies.
It's like Red Bull.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, what do
And
they
we just
call
always get like hot chocolate or chocolate milk.
Yeah. It's funny. Okay.
All right. Going to the mountains is way better than going to the beach.
Disagree.
Oh,
Oh,
I think that's like our first.
snap.
That's our first.
I know Jonas loves the beach, but he also loves hiking, so I'm like, I don't know what he's going to go with this
Yeah,
one.
I mean, I like both. The reason I said disagree is because it says going to the mountains is way better than going to the beach. I don't know. I mean, they both have their pros and cons. Mostly pros, but I think it's also because, like, we live in Utah, so I can go to the mountains whenever I want, and I go hiking all the time. There's fun stuff to do, but it's not very often I get to go to the beach.
The beach is just fun. Be out in the sun, go get some
You know what,
shaved
though?
ice.
It depends. I'm going to amend that. If it's a beach with, like, some serious waves, that's more fun. If it's just like most
story.
Florida beaches, you know, there's like 1 foot waves. You can't really do anything. I'm just like not that. Like, you know, it's fun to be on the beach and like whatever, throw a frisbee, you know, or get in the water, but like
Okay, so
not that fun.
we went to Hawaii in the summer, and we went on a couples trip. So I went with my friend Chloe, her husband, my friend Alexa, and her husband. So, you know, Chloe, she's tall. If you've seen her on my Instagram, everyone knows she's like 6 foot, 6'1". And Jonas is 6'7". Chloe's husband's like 6'3", 6'4". And then me and Alexa are like the same height. And then her husband, how tall is Blake? Like 6'1", I think. So he's a bit taller.
Oh, tall.
And Alexa and I, like, Chloe just sits there and like does this little model run and dives in and goes through the waves. And Alexa and I are like, like it's gonna eat us, like, and we're getting like spun under the water. And it's just like they don't realize how terrifying it is being so little, like going into the ocean. And they like can stand above the water, and Alexa and our faces are like dunked way under the water unless we're like just walking into the waves. I don't know, or the what do you call it?
I don't know what you're talking about. The waves.
I struggle with words sometimes. Anyway, we just really struggle. So what was that beach we went to?
Sandy's.
We went to Sandy's Beach in Hawaii, which is known to be like the deadliest beach. Like tons of people die there. The waves are really bad, and they just will suck you and flip you. And a lot of people die. A lot of surfers have died. And I'm surprised they even let us in the water. Yeah, Jonas was just going, and Blake, Alexa's husband, didn't care. Scotty's husband, I don't even think went in. He maybe went in like once. And they're used to going to like the beach all the time. And Alexa lives in LA. They don't go to the beach that much, but anyway, all of us were sitting on the beach, and Jonas was just out there going, and the waves weren't as big just because of the time of the year. They're usually bigger in the winter. And so a lot of surfers will go there. And so anyway, I was terrified because everyone's husbands are just sitting there with him on the beach, and I'm just sitting here watching Jonas like, he's going to die, he's going to die, he's going to die. He's like, he's going to get, like, you know, and a lot of people like weren't in the water at that beach. It was like a lot of people that are like used to going to the beach and surfing and being in the ocean, you know. And
then the lifeguards were trying to tell me that you have to have fins.
Yeah, so
get out of
so
here.
Jonas
like,
was
swim.
yeah, you were in the water for a while. You came out for a little bit, went back in. They're like, sorry, you can't go in because you don't have fins. Because I think it kind of the water got worse, and so they're like, can't go in or whatever. And Jonas is like, I was literally just out there like just fine. So anyway, real quick before we moved on to the next one. So Jonas wanted me to go into the water, and so we got Alexa and Blake to go with us, and Jonas and Blake were literally holding us, and I was just so scared. I was like freaking out. I was like, I can't, because I just like was so nervous. And so they were carrying us out there because we were too scared, because like I'm not used, like I have hardly traveled to the beach that much in my life, and even when I have gone to the beach, I haven't gone like in the water, so I'm not used to like diving under the wave when it comes. I don't know, I'm not really familiar with it. And so it was just, we like started at this beach too on our vacation. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't want to get hurt. So anyway, Jonas and Blake were carrying us out there, and I just started dying laughing. I just started peeing. I started peeing all over Jonas. Then I made Alexa laugh because Alexa and I both have a peeing problem. We'll just pee our pants if we start laughing too much. So then she starts peeing on Blake, and they're just like, and they're carrying us out there. We're dying laughing, and then they literally are just dunking us under, dunk, and we're just like, and like we can't breathe, and water's in our face, and like dunk, and so like it was just so traumatizing. I was like,
it was traumatizing for me.
Yeah, Blake was getting like swallowed because he like couldn't hold the legs, and he was like, and he got all scraped up. And anyway, it was just a wild experience. But anyway, I'm never going to that beach ever again. Jonas is too much for me, and it stresses me out. I like wasn't even enjoying myself because Jonas was the only one out there, and everyone else's husband's like, I'm good. Blake was like, went out there the one time and was like, I'm good.
I was having fun.
Yeah, Jonas was having the time of his life, but I was stressed because I'm like, great, we're all going to be on vacation. Jonas is going to die, and all of you are going to be like, you know, with your husbands, and I'm sitting here like stranded by myself in Hawaii. I was so scared. Anyway, that was my little story. It was great, though. I peed on you, so I was payback for pulling you into the water.
Destination weddings are selfish because you're asking everyone to fly in for a short amount of time and spend a lot of money. You know, I've never really thought about this.
I kind of have, but I've also, like, only been invited to a destination wedding once, and I couldn't go because of the Olympics, I think.
I don't even know if I have an opinion because
Otherwise, we probably would have gone. It would have been really fun.
I don't know. I mean, I'd probably disagree. I don't know if it's selfish. Like, when you get married, it's about you. You know, It's not about your guests. So
and it's like if they don't want to come, yeah.
It's on them.
I think a lot of people even do like a destination wedding, and then they come back and they'll have like a reception at home. You know, here where friends and family can come. If people want to go, they can. But I also think it is kind of fun because, like, especially if you're at your wedding, like, I mean, I feel like most of the time a lot of your family will go, so that would be really fun to have a big event with just like your family traveling, being there for the wedding. You know, I think it's kind of cool.
It's kind of cool. Yeah, so
Macy is getting married in Tennessee, so we're going to that one.
It's not a destination wedding.
I know, but that's still like we're still traveling because she's like doing it. I know it's not some
but that's
destination,
just because like that's where her family is.
I know, but I feel like to me, like I've never really traveled for someone's wedding before, so like I'm really excited about it. I've never been to Tennessee,
so it's a destination.
We'll have to go say hi to Sean and Andrew while we're out there.
Oh, that's true. So it's a destination for us.
Destination for us.
Okay, all right. Buckle up.
Okay, I'm ready.
Pineapple on pizza is hands down the greatest topping.
Ooh.
Disagree.
Agree. Oh, it's my favorite.
Here's my thing.
My whole family will just go to Gino's in Arizona, and we'll just get pineapple pizza. That's it. Cheese with pineapple. It's so good.
Okay. It's Hawaiian pizza is not bad. Like, you have ham or Canadian bacon, pineapple, some other stuff, onions. Like, that's totally fine. I don't really have a problem with that. Like, I'll eat Hawaiian pizza all the time.
Okay, but what's the difference between putting veggies, onions, peppers,
if there's
mushrooms.
stuff on it? Mykayla and her family, this is probably like like the one thing that made me not want to get married and be a part of your family was that
that's a rude.
Let me finish because people will agree with this statement. They will get cheese pizza and just put pineapple on it.
It's good.
And no, it's not. That's disgusting.
I don't know. My family just really loves pineapple.
And it's not even like the good pineapple. Like, you can go to a good pizzeria and you can tell like they just sliced that pineapple slice from a real pineapple.
Yeah, some
but
places
like
are.
The place you guys go to, it's 100% canned, and you can tell it's canned. Yes, it is.
Whatever.
And it's the nastiest. And it's like, why would you even? Like, even sometimes, like, we'll go to Mod and you'll get pepperoni, sausage, and pineapple.
Yeah, and onions sometimes.
And yeah, see, that's okay. I'll even eat some of it sometimes. But, like, when you guys just get... I'm convinced that you guys don't think it tastes good. Your mom or your parents just brainwashed you and just fed you so much when you were a kid that now it's just, like, memories are just like, oh, that's just what we do, Like how every culture has their own foods and stuff.
Your family eats too healthy all the time. It's gross.
I would much rather take that over pineapple cheese pizza.
We just grew up eating a lot. Like, we loved pineapple.
I don't think you did. I don't think anyone actually does like that. I think they just.
But there's a lot of people that do, and a lot of people don't. I mean, that could be it. Like, we grew up eating that, so, like, it tastes good to me because I'm used to eating that growing up. But, like, do you guys ever do, like, a big, like,
No.
For Thanksgiving, we'll do a big ham, and then we'll get, like, you know, the big fresh pineapple, and we'll put it on top, and then we make, like, a cinnamon sugar glaze on top.
Yeah, that's totally we're talking about pizza,
I
though.
know, I'm just saying
bread,
we love pineapple.
How does it sound to you?
We
bread,
always do ham and pineapple.
Tomato sauce, cheese, canned pineapples.
Okay,
that does not go well. Like, ham and pineapple, that's great. You go to, like, Rodizio's, you get those pineapple slices baked in brown sugar and cinnamon.
How does anything else on a pizza sound good? Everyone puts all these
sauce,
weird
chicken,
things on pizza.
Salami, pepperoni.
Just like anything else.
Lots of cheese. It's just one of these things is not like the other.
Can you just stop bashing me now? It's kind of rude over pizza. Like, there's a lot of things you eat that are disgusting.
Well, like what?
Your sushi and your
sushi's not disgusting.
Seafood and your nuts that you always eat, all these weird nuts and stuff.
I don't think that's gross, but we're going to have to agree to disagree.
It's gross.
On that one. Is there anything else you want to say about pineapple, or can we go on to
No, I
next?
just have my feelings hurt right now. It's kind of rude.
You've known that this is how I feel about it.
I didn't know it was this bad. Like,
I've told you so many times. You kind of just
don't really care. Not really. I feel like it's never bothered you that much. What? Because you don't have to eat it.
Every single time we're in Arizona and your family wants to go to Geno's and I'm like, can we just get a pepperoni?
They
like,
do, because some of Chelsea's kids don't always like the pineapple.
Hey, good for them.
But some of them love it.
Well, see, that's the problem, because now they're feeding their kids. Now their kids think that it's good. And it's just a never-ending cycle.
I think 2 of their kids don't eat it. There's only 2 of them that like it.
Well, good for them.
Well,
those are the free thinkers of the family.
Well, you're just mean. You're bullying me.
I'm not bullying you.
Yes, you
okay,
are.
You know what? This next one is actually funny, and you're going to feel bullied as well.
Oh, my gosh. Okay.
People that don't text with exclamation points are constantly thought to be rude, and adding a period at the end of a text makes the message seem mean.
Agree.
Disagree. Can I explain why that's funny?
Yeah, just talk about my mom. It's okay.
It's not. It's just, okay, everyone's different, but it's just your mom, every single text, no matter what it is, ends with an exclamation mark. Like everything, no matter what.
Even her Instagram captions?
Yes. Like fact checkers go, look, it's a real thing. And your problem is you either do that or you do every single thing ends with a period. You never, like, mix them up. So, like...
I don't know, because it's a sentence.
I
just learned in school you only use an exclamation point when you're, like, shouting.
I know, but, like...
I don't need to shout every sentence.
It's not shouting, but it's, like, just to show even, like, happiness or something. But, like, I remember sometimes you'll run, like, tweets or Instagram captions by me, like, especially last year, and it'd be, like, I was so grateful to go to Tokyo, period. I can't believe I took home a silver medal, period. I'm like, Mykayla, you sound like a robot. And then you'd fix it. Now everything's an exclamation mark. And it's like,
well, I don't know.
Got to find a little balance.
I just don't care that much. I don't think that much into it. Your mom's really short with text. And I'm always like, is she mad?
You know what?
Okay.
I've actually.
She'll be like, okay, period. I'm like.
I've gotten that before for me. People think that I'm mad just because I don't like. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I would much rather take that over someone that's always shouting in your face with every text message.
I don't even pay attention to it.
I know, because you're used to it at this point.
I just don't care.
Well, but you also have started to do it. That's why this is an intervention.
I think I did it before my mom even did it. Anyway, okay.
Anything else you want to add to that?
Just use a lot of exclamation points or a lot of periods.
I say you mix them up.
Just be yourself. Sometimes I'm just lazy when I text, so I don't care. Like, I'm just, like, trying to get to it. I don't care to, like, sit there and I don't even text that much anyway, so I hate texting.
That's true.
I'm just call me and get done with it, unless it's something quick and easy to text me for.
Okay, we've got a few good ones left. When you're out of college, you will miss doing all the schoolwork. Disagree. Yeah, I know. We can agree on that one. Heck to the no. Are you kidding me? College is the worst.
I don't know how many people, like, that are, like, let's say 10, 15 years older than me, and I complain about school, okay? They're like, oh, you're going to miss it one day. I miss doing homework. I miss being with my friends. I miss the social life. I'm like, I didn't even really have a social life in college, and I hated schoolwork, and now that I've been done with it for the last couple weeks, it's been like the best feeling in the world. I'm like, dude, I'm never going to miss that. How do people miss that?
Yeah, it's beyond me. Or like people that like take extra classes or like delay their graduation
I
or
don't
like
get it.
Multiple majors or like.
How do you love doing schoolwork? Half the time professors are like rude and bossy and give you horrible grades, and then you never know what they're wanting, and you're just stressed the whole time. And
here's the thing,
a lot of it's just stupid work, unless it's like actually something you're like excited to learn about. Like gen eds are just dumb.
Well, that's the thing too. I like learning, but like that's kind of it. I like learning.
Not being forced to do something I don't.
Yeah,
care
like
to do or learn or
like
need
one
to
of my
know.
greatest disappointments about college, because I was kind of excited going into it. I didn't really know what I wanted to do at the time, and so I'm like, I'll take a whole bunch of classes. Like, I'd like to learn about finance, or this topic. I think this is cool. I want to learn about this, and like the school system just finds a way to suck the joy out of something that you like, because it's like. Yeah, I was going to take an astronomy class because I go out. I have this app on my phone, my favorite app of all time. All you have to do is be pointing at the sky, and it shows you what stars and constellations you're looking at. And like, I spent a whole lot of time on that app, like outside, because we've got like a rooftop terrace. I like that kind of stuff. And, I follow the NASA Instagram page and the updates on the James Webb Telescope and stuff. I think that's really cool. But like, I was going to take this astronomy class, and then I had someone tell me, like, don't. Like, it's terrible. Like, you have to write, like, 12-page essays on, like, the dumbest things. And, like, so it's just sad to me, because, like, I wanted to learn something more about something, but, like, I don't want to, sign myself up for busy work or torture and stuff. So, I don't know. I don't know how people like it. I mean, there's some classes that are great. Like, I've had my major's entrepreneurship, and I've had some really good entrepreneurship classes where, like, I actually learn a lot. And the assignments like have actually really helped me. Like one of the big things that really helped me choose my career path, and figure out what I was doing was one of my entrepreneurship classes, my first year at college. One of the assignments was interview 5 entrepreneurs just about their life and their experience. And like that assignment was worth its weight in gold for me, but then also you've got other classes where it's like just busy work.
Well, for me.
Or like, really quick before I forget,
yeah.
And I know you're going to agree with this, my least favorite thing is when professors, like for an assignment, you have to like post something and they're like comment on 2 other people's assignments.
Yeah.
And like everyone knows.
And nobody reads it.
No one reads it. I'm not going to go back, I wonder what this person commented on. I don't care. No one cares. And like,
and then even
no one puts in effort.
And then when you like are reading other people's comments back when you're doing the assignment, it's so like cringe.
It's all
because you can tell no one cares, and it's like
you're just trying to fulfill the word requirement.
Yeah, you're just trying to be nice. Oh, I really liked that you researched that person and found that information. That's really cool.
Yeah,
glad to know it.
There's so many things that teachers do, that professors do. I'm like, I don't know. They just need a little more awareness. So if you couldn't already tell, I'm not the biggest fan of school, even though like
because it was hard for me.
It's pretty easy for me, and so
I know I'm surprised, like, because Jonas is like, I'd go back to high school any day. I loved high school.
High school is cool because it's like that's more of like classes are pretty easy, and it's more of a social experience because you're like all there.
Tell them about your math homework. You like wouldn't do the homework because you aced the tests.
Yeah, this also bugged me. I totally forgot about that. But like in my math classes, there was one in particular. I didn't do any homework because I didn't need to. Because like I would just pay attention in class, and I know how to do it. That's great. And so like I wouldn't do my homework because like why would I spend an hour doing this assignment when I don't really need to? And I'd show up and I'd get 100% on the test. And like I still remember, because this still makes me mad to this day, like talking to my teacher at the time. I'm like, hey, listen, like I have a B in this class, but I've gotten A's on every single test. Like, can you just like waive the homework for me? Clearly I don't need it, like I've never gotten like below like a 95 on a test. And she's like, nope, like homework's part of the class. I'm like, but why though? Like why? Like I obviously don't need it. Like I'm not learning anything from it. I already know this stuff.
And see, for me, the homework was hard, but like I worked really hard on it and would get an A, but then by the time I took the test, I would like fail because I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. This is so hard and it's so much different than the homework.
Yeah, well, it's horrible. Like I think homework's great, like to help you learn it, or if you're not good at taking tests, it's great to buffer your grade, But like if I already know the stuff, if I can learn it in class, I shouldn't have to. I don't know. And
I agree. If you know how to do it, like, why do you need to do a whole bunch of homework on it? Just to sit there and twiddle your thumbs?
And I thought that college was going to be different because everyone told me, because I would complain about that, like to my parents and stuff. And people are like, oh, like, in college, like, you don't have to show up to class. No one takes roll. Like, you just have like your tests and like a few big assignments. Like, that's it. And that hasn't really been the case. Like, there's been so many professors that
Yeah, but I
take
also
roll. I'm
feel
like, why
like
do you care?
I
Like,
also feel like school's changed a lot since like our parents went to college too.
but I have had some class. Like, there's been some classes where like the professor doesn't take roll, just gives his or her lecture, no assignments, but there's stuff like to help you, kind of like homework, and then it's just the tests. And favorite classes, those are my favorite classes, because then it's pretty just at your own pace, But so it's like, it's always confused me when teachers take roll or like grade your own participation. It's like, why do you care?
Well,
Like, you're getting
especially
paid the same. Like,
right when I came back to school, like after the Olympics and tour and stuff, and I started, I was like, oh, like I tried to find online classes, but the last couple classes I needed, I couldn't get online, which was kind of sucky. I had to go to campus, and I live like 35 minutes from campus, so like having to drive all the time, like it was fine. I knew that would probably be the case, especially because, we had to live somewhere in between, Provo and Salt Lake. And so it was hard because then I'd have to go to school, and then sometimes I felt like I was wasting my time. And then it was annoying because even if I like could do the assignments online and I didn't even really need to be in the class, like the class didn't even help me, I had to show up because of attendance, because they counted your grade. And I feel like that happened ever since COVID, because I think with COVID, a lot of people were just like, I'm not going to show up to class because of COVID, like they started using it as an excuse. So then I think a lot more professors got more strict. Like some professors did take roll, but like, I mean, when I was an athlete, like we weren't allowed to like miss class, and like, so I would always go to class. But especially my last year, I'm like, oh, I'm not an athlete anymore. So like, if I can get good grades and not show up to class, who cares? But then all my classes were like, it's like 80% of your grade, to go to class. You can only miss like 2 classes, otherwise you'll fail the class. And I'm like, that's just terrible. I'm like, who cares? Like, we're paying you. You're not paying us.
right. Yeah, we could make a whole episode. Probably should make a whole episode about school. Cause
yeah, it's rough. And then I
some
took a lot
opinions.
of classes because I want to do sports broadcasting, but they don't really have a sports broadcasting like program. I just took a bunch of journalism classes, and I hate writing. So like, I just was like, didn't really enjoy those classes. But it was interesting, and I did have a good time. Like, I learned a lot, but then it was like sad because I'm like, I didn't get any like camera time or different things like that. So it's kind of a bummer. But
feeling hot is way better than feeling cold.
Agree. What?
What
You
do you
like
mean,
being
what?
cold.
No, I like it when
Jonas is laying out in the snow. He goes outside in his shorts.
I like my body at a normal temperature, and you have the heater on so high in here. No. I don't go outside to be cold. I go outside
Guess what the heater's on, you guys? It is winter here, snowing. Jonas
70.
keeps it at 68, and my high is 70. That's like normal.
I run hot, though.
That's not even.
And so,
no,
but
the
like,
house is still freezing at 70. I know you run hot, but it's not fair to torture me.
It's not torture. You got blankets. Well, here's the thing. If it's too cold inside, you can put on a hoodie, because Mykayla just walks around with like nothing on half the time, and you wonder why you're cold. You could put on some sweats.
Okay,
You
my
could grab
neck's
some.
Really hurting.
You could grab
I'm
some.
Stop looking at you.
Blankets. But if it's too hot inside, what are you gonna do? Especially, when it's winter, it's nice. You open a window, you go outside. But if it's too hot inside, like, I don't know, you get a fan, like, it just blows the hot air around. It doesn't really help a whole lot. So that's why, like, I prefer to keep it at more of a normal temperature. But, like, as far as hot and cold, I'm mostly thinking, like, the weather. Like, there's more things to do. Like, I like being outside when it's hot than when it's cold.
I'm from Arizona, so I
like,
love
when
the
it's
heat.
cold, only thing you can do is, like, go skiing or snowboarding. We don't really do that a whole lot. So it's, like,
not a lot to do. And I just feel like when it starts snowing or raining, the cloudy weather, I kind of feel like I just want to stay inside. Which kind of makes me like mopey.
But this is why I like living in the mountains, which, I mean, we're not really. Utah's high elevation, but like why I'd like to live in Park City or someplace, because it's hot during the day, like summer, but it cools down. Like the higher up you are, like the more it cools down at night. Like even my parents' house. Mm-hmm. And that's a good deal, because then, the house cools off at night. You can open the windows. Next day it's warm. You can go outside and do stuff. Not every newborn baby is cute, despite what the parents think. I would agree.
Agree, yeah.
I feel bad saying it, but I don't know. I don't think. I mean, you think most babies are cute regardless. I don't think every baby's cute, not even newborns, but like.
I feel like especially newborns, it's just hard to tell because they're not.
They all look the same.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like, sometimes
yeah.
you're kind of like, oh, he's not going to be that cute. And then, like, a month or two later, you're like, he's the cutest little thing. Like, you start seeing a personality come out and you start seeing their expressions and they kind of, start growing more into themselves. I feel like when they just kind of come out, they're still like a little fetus. So, like, they're sometimes look kind of weird. But
yeah.
It's like my biggest fear. Will my kids be cute?
I'm sure they'll be cute.
Or sometimes I feel like kids are really, really cute. And then later in life, you're like, whoa, what happened? Or like kids will not be that cute when they're little. And then they're like beautiful when they're older. You're like, what? I think it's weird.
That's true.
Not saying people are ugly, but everyone's pretty in their own way. But you're kind of like, that's weird, Like it's kind of like with famous people. They're like actors as a little kid, and they're super, super cute. And then like they get older, and you're like, whoa, what happened? Well,
I mean, there's a lot of reasons for that.
well,
But
I know because they're like on drugs.
yeah, that'll do it. Frozen yogurt is better than ice cream. Man, that's a tough one. It like depends. I don't know. I don't even know if I can agree or disagree on that because it depends on the frozen yogurt. It depends on the ice cream.
But I also feel like I feel better when I eat frozen yogurt than I do ice cream.
Yeah, I mean, it's probably better. It's probably better for you. But like, frozen yogurt can only get so good, but you can get some really good ice cream. So I'm probably going to lean more towards the ice cream. I don't know, like just your average ice cream, I'm not a huge fan of, or like you love the McFlurries at McDonald's, like
I do love
or like Frosties, or just like normal like chocolate or vanilla, but like you go to a nice place.
Yeah, but what about Italy? What's it called? Do you go and get the
sherbet?
No.
Gelato.
Gelato's
pretty good.
When
I was in New York, we got gelato a few times. That stuff was really good.
Gelato. I know it's not on here, but I would take gelato any day over ice cream and
there was this
yogurt.
place I went to in Miami when I was there for the Bitcoin conference earlier last year. Best ice cream I've ever had. It was like downtown Miami, and they give you a waffle cone, and it's like fresh, so it like smells really good. They pour chocolate that's like melted in it, and then like they let it sit and it kind of hardens, and then they put the ice cream, and it's really good ice cream, and then they put chocolate on top of that. So you eat it, and it's like the best ice cream you've ever had, the best waffle cone you've ever had, and then at the end, you've got just like chunk of chocolate. It's really good.
I'm just not a big desserts person. The only thing I really like is ice cream.
Man, I kind of want ice cream
or like
now.
a shake.
Just talking about it. Ooh, I want a milkshake now.
JCWs, real quick.
This one's funny. It's pointless to give flowers because they'll die shortly after.
Agree.
Disagree. What? You're always asking me to get you flowers.
I know. I love flowers, but it's just funny.
No, you like
they are so pointless.
You like getting flowers. You like the idea that I've paid money to buy you flowers, or someone has.
Because it's sweet.
And then as soon as you have them, you're like, eh.
No.
Yes, because you're like,
put them on the counter and I water them.
You're like, oh, that's so cute. You sent me flowers. Put them in there. You're like, eh.
That's why I'm saying.
The next day, you're ready to throw those away.
They are pointless.
Yeah.
It's like they do make you feel good and make you feel loved, like when you first get them. But then it's like after 2 days, you're like, you have like flower petals and crap all sprinkled, like falling from them, and it's all over the counter. The water's like black if it's a clear glass container or vase.
It's a tough one.
I do love flowers, though.
But so you still, even like with all that being said, you still like getting flowers.
Yes, I love flowers. I love it. When Jonas gets me flowers, I think it is the sweetest thing, and that he really loves me. But you hate getting them every time. But you agreed
that it's pointless.
I agree that it is kind of pointless.
All right, well, we found some middle ground there.
Especially like when guys go to like Walmart to get flowers. I'm like, dude, come on, those are already like.
Walmart has some good flowers.
No.
I've gotten you Walmart flowers before. You didn't even notice.
Yes, I did. I always tell you I want like the cute trendy stuff that's in that are like.
What about for your birthday?
They're short and they're all cut in the glass.
What about for our anniversary? Did you like those?
I mean, I liked them, but those were just kind of like.
That was from a florist shop.
I know, but I like the trendy stuff. Like the florists that like do big events and they make the really cute bouquets. I want you to get me one of those. I always tell you that and you never do it. But I still appreciate the flowers. They're still pretty. It's just times have changed, and those flowers to me are just kind of like, that was cheap and easy, you know? Like, you didn't put much thought into it.
Right, well, good to know. So last one, and then we'll do our assumption. Nobody is a morning person. They just go to bed early.
Disagree. There's a lot of people that are morning people.
Yeah, I would probably disagree.
Especially, I feel like it's a lot of old people, though. Old people love getting up early. They just wake up early.
I like how this is phrased, though, because think about all the people that I know that brag about like waking up early. They also go to bed pretty early.
Yeah, like 9 o'clock.
You know, it's like, yeah, you wouldn't be a morning person if you were up till midnight. Which, I think it's way better to go to bed early and to wake up early, but.
Because that's me. I stay up late and sleep in.
My dad is a morning person. Mm-hmm. No matter how late he goes to bed, he's always like, and part of it says he's just, I don't think he wants to, but he's just up, you know, when the sun's up.
I also told you I feel like that's an old person thing. Like a lot of older people, like your grandma, grandpas, they get up at like 6 a.m.
Yeah, I hadn't really thought about that. I have some friends that get up early, but no one that I know gets up early just to get up early. Mm-hmm. Besides me, when I'm trying to like stay on a schedule, which I haven't been doing very well about lately. But
what's early to you?
If you wake up before 7, that's early.
I feel like 8 is early.
Oh gosh, okay, yeah, you would, but
like
no.
8 to me, I'm like, oh, it's early.
I wake
even
up at
though
7,
like 6
and
is
I
early
feel like,
to me, but
I mean that feels. You know what though? Waking up at 8 this morning felt early.
Yeah, but we also went to bed late because it was New Year's.
I know, but I was so tired.
Yeah,
like, there's no way.
We took like a 4-hour nap today.
Yeah, we really did.
Wiped us out.
And then Mello, every time we take a nap, Mello tries to snuggle, so she jumps in, and then I'll roll over and I'll like throw her off the couch on accident.
Yeah, she's like,
boom. I woke up for a second to roll over, and like she was like on the blanket in between us, and like when I roll over, it like, you know, like makes
slingshotted
her. Do you want to read our assumption?
Yeah,
it's a funny one.
I love the assumptions. All right. So for those that are new here, we do an assumption every week on our podcast, and we post it on social media. We get your guys' feedback on assumptions, and then we talk about them. So for today's assumption, it is you have been having the conversation of starting a family a lot lately. And that is definitely true.
Okay,
it's been the topic for the last like 3 years.
Yeah, but it's less of a so lately, it's less of a conversation, and it's more of a like, why am I not pregnant?
Yeah.
You complaining sort of thing. Or like, this sucks. Like, I want a baby.
I know. It is hard.
So, yeah, it's not really much of a conversation.
Especially
like,
when we go to church on Sunday. I see all these babies, and I'm just like, why is it doing this to me?
Because I never really noticed until we started trying. Now, there's so many babies at church.
I know. It was really cute. We were sitting at church today, and we were in Sunday school class, and this little boy goes up to the teacher, and he's like, hey, little guy. And then Jonas goes, I want a baby. And I was like, oh, you do?
Well, it's just a cute little guy running around, yeah.
I know, but Jonas like wants kids, but I still feel like even though he's finally come to terms with like, okay, we can start trying, I feel like he's still like, we could wait a few more years.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, so maybe that's why it's not helping me get pregnant. You know, like
that doesn't
affect
we
need to be a little bit more happier.
I'm in a good spot because I'd be thrilled if you were pregnant, but if it takes us 2 years, I'd also be thrilled because we'd get, you know. So I'm like,
2 years.
I'm just a hypothetical, but I'm good either way.
I'm like,
you are more like.
I probably sound really rude, but I do not want to have my first kid when I'm 30.
There's nothing wrong with that. I turned out fine.
I don't want to be that way. I don't.
Well, I guess stay tuned, everybody. You'll see.
So anyway.
Well,
we
thanks for listening in.
You always cut me off and just
sorry.
jump into that. So rude.
Did you want to keep talking about it? Sorry, keep going.
I was just saying. I was just gonna say like, this is dumb. Whatever. Just cut me off.
Keep going. Why don't you finish and then you end us off?
So yes, we do talk about starting a family.
Oh, yeah, agree.
Yeah,
agree.
we talk about a family. Maybe not so much lately, but we do want one. I want one. So
I'm on board.
Please keep praying for us that it will happen soon. We've only been trying for 5 months, and I know that's not that long, but it feels like forever. So I don't know how people go years and years without having a baby. That's got to be really difficult and devastating because it's only been 5 months for us, and I'm already like crying. So it's hard. I know, and I just everyone's like, you need to not think about it, but like, how do you just not think about it? Like, I don't feel like I'm that stressed.
Well. I don't know.
I only get disappointed when I start my period. Then I'm kind of like, all that work for nothing, you know? But then everyone's like, your body's got to figure out what to do, and, you know, it will figure it out. You just got to give it time, 6 months to a year, you know? And I'm like, oh, that is so long. We should have started trying sooner. But it's okay. It will be meant to be when it's supposed to. So, anyway. We can do it. We got it. All right. Well, I guess that's it for today. Hope you guys enjoyed our conversation.
Thanks, everybody, for tuning in. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Grateful for you guys for all listening and for the feedback that we get.
And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. Hope your 2023 is awesome.
The best one yet.
My odd years are always better than my even years.
Don't jinx yourself.
I don't believe in that, first of all. I'm just saying. So I feel pretty good about 2023 because 2021 was great and 2019 was great. But 2020 and 2022 were not as great for me. So I'm just,
sharing.
Just throwing that out there. I'm looking forward to this year.
I'm looking forward to not being in school or having to be forced to do something that gives me stress and anxiety, and hopefully a family and hopefully a job.
Oh, well said.
Of some sort. I don't know. We'll see.
All right.
We'll see what I got in store.
Well, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time.
See ya.